Hi, I want to take a minute and just share how Bear Canisters work with Outdoor Vitals packs. I have the 3 sizes of BearVault here on the table that we sell to Live Ultralight members on OutdoorVitals.com, and we're going to talk about best practices as well as how they fit with each different style of pack that we have here. Alright, so we're going to start by showing you our top of the line backpack. This is our CS40. When it's extended here, you have actually about 50 liters of capacity, and that's plenty to fit a Bear canister inside. Now, BearVault recommends on their website that you pack the Bear canister as close to your back as possible and in the lower section of your pack, and that's what we would recommend as well. Really, by the time you've put food in your bear can, it's going to be the heaviest single thing in your pack, and you always want the heaviest weight to be right above your hip belt in the small of your back. And so, just like their recommendation, we plan on most people using a bear canister inside of the pack. And so what I would pack with the bear canister is I would start with my top quilt. I've got a 15-degree top quilt right here packed down, so I'd put that in first. And then you have a couple of options as far as sizes that you choose for the BearVaults, and we carry 3 sizes. We've got the BV 450, 475, and 500 right here. Just to start off, my recommendation would always be to choose the very smallest BearVault that you think you can get away with. And in my opinion, the 500 is often overkill for many people. You've got to be consuming a lot of calories and be out there for multiple days to really need that much space. And then vice versa, the 450 here is a little on the small side. And so I really like the BV 475, which is a new size that's recently come out. I think it's really versatile and really good for what most backpackers are going to be doing. I'll start by showing you the 450 here. The most ideal way to put a bear canister in your pack would be to hold it horizontal. And the reason for that is because our backs curve this way, and this curve will fit in the curve of your back. So that's the most comfortable way that you can place it. And as far as the CS40 goes, it rolls right in there, and there's plenty of room on all sides of it to pack stuff around it to make it even more comfortable to your back. And so if I had all my gear here, I would then take my jackets and my snacks and my ditty bag and things like that, and I would put those around it to make it as comfortable as possible in the back pad. And I'm kind of crooked here. There we go. But you can see this isn't like contorting the back pad at all. And we do have a carbon fiber frame in here with the foam padding, so it's quite comfortable. Now, that's with the BV 450 horizontally packed, but you can see with the top quilt, you can actually jump to the 500 and get it vertical in there and still have some room on the top. I'll open this like this. You can see that you have about 4 inches of height that you'll have to pack on top of it and all around it. So that would be with the very biggest one in there. It is totally doable to pack with it, especially if you've got ultralight gear. If you've got a whole Outdoor Vitals kit, it shouldn't be a problem. But one thing that we always get asked is, can I strap a BearVault to the top of the bag? And The answer is yes, but it kind of comes with a little bit more discussion. Like you can see right here, we've got this top lashing strap that allows you to lash the BearVault to the top. The BearVault has grooves in it which help keep the straps in place. But in reality, this is not our first choice for how to pack any bear canister, because it puts a lot of weight up top when you really want it down here in the lower section of the pack. It also is just not going to be super stable, especially if there's food in there. So our recommendation would be, if you are going to try and pack the BearVault up on the top of your pack, that you do it with the food inside of your pack and you just have an empty BearVault up here. The reason you would do that is just to make it more comfortable for your back, so you don't have something so rigid up against your back. But in reality, with this back pad and this frame, you should be able to comfortably pack the bear canister inside the CS40. All right, now I have our Shadowlight backpack. This one is a 60 liter, and we're going to show you how these fit in here. We know that you can fit the BV 450 in it horizontally, and we want to show you how that looks with the BV 475. So we're going to pull out some of our camping gear here and make sure that we're just packing it on top of our top quilt and a couple of our other smaller items. And then we're going to go ahead and turn that horizontally and let it settle down into the pack. So here we're able to fit that all the way in completely sideways in the 60 liter. And that's a pretty big advantage for packing. That will allow it to be the most comfortable way that you can possibly pack it. And then we'll just show you how high up the 500 comes when you put it in vertically. So on top, this is sitting on top of a sleeping pad and a top quilt, and the 500 comes to be just right here at this height of this pocket here. So you still have a couple of inches before that seam, and if you were squishing it down, you'd have even more, and then you would have all of this extra capacity that you could roll up and fit things on top of it as well. So we'll show you what that looks like packed on top. I'm gonna put some of my other stuff back in. Again, it's not really our recommendation to pack them on top of the pack, but we know there's times where you end up needing to do that. I would just say do it with an empty BearVault and you'll have a lot better time, as well as in order to strap a BearVault to the top of the Shadowlight, you will need it to be a little bit under capacity. If it's all the way filled up and squared out to right here, like this, you're gonna have a harder time strapping one around it. But all of the BearVaults are the same diameter here. We do have this top lash strap with this X, and this one is a bit of a tight squeeze, but it does make it around it on the top of the Shadowlight. So if you're gonna be like overpacking or packing for a really long trip and you've got this really full, you're going to be hard pressed to pack the BearVault on the very top of the Shadowlight. You're welcome to make your own straps. We've got a lot of people who do that, but this is what it looks like straight out of the box. All right, so now we're going to talk about the Skyline 30 Fast Pack with bear canisters. So as you can see, you know, this 30 liter pack is very small, and you want to keep it that way if you're planning on doing any running with it. but it is compatible with some of the models of the BearVault. So to start off, we're going to pack it the same way as other items. I am going to take a second and get a little bit more air out of this 15-degree top quilt to just show you how it goes. Every cubic inch matters in the fast packs. So we're going to give this top quilt the full vacuum treatment. And we're going to pack this in here. One thing that I do when I'm fast packing is sometimes, depending on the weather, I will pull my top quilt out of the dry bag and I will tuck it around other things. And that would make the BearVault more comfortable to have in here for sure. These dimensions on the BV 450 are almost identical as far as width and height goes, but it does fit in a little bit better, a little bit easier if you just go vertically. We messed around with it before we filmed this, and you can fit it in sideways, but if your pack was really full, it might be hard to get it out. So we would recommend that you pack this BearVault in vertically. This is the 450 here in the Skyline Fast Pack, and this one will take up a decent amount of real estate in your pack, but it is doable, and you will be able to pack stuff around it. As far as packing the BearVault on top of the Fast Pack goes, we won't really recommend that. It would just be crazy to have it bouncing around on the top when you're trying to run, but it will fit in here. The thing that you'll want to watch for when you're packing in a fast pack is what it's doing to this back pad. Right now I only have the top quilt and the BearVault in there, so it's not doing anything to the back pad, but the tighter you get, the more it's going to want to round it. So that's where I would stuff small things in these side areas around the BearVault to help you to square that back pad up and make it a little more comfortable. So I would stuff a jacket down one side here, and then probably my little dot bag that has all of my electronics and my first aid kit and my toiletries and stuff, I would stuff it in on that side. But the BV 450 does fit nicely inside of the Skyline Fast Pack as a 30-liter pack. All right, and finally, I have the Koda UL backpack. This is a hybrid travel and backpacking backpack, and it's phenomenal to be able to take through the airports. There's lots of amazing features here, but what it means is you may find yourself on an adventure travel trip where maybe you didn't plan on backpacking, or you're just doing a spur-of-the-moment trip. It's totally ready for it with the aluminum frame, the padded back panel, the hip belt, and the load lifters. That will be really good. But as you can see, it's a little bit different orientation on the outside. There is no like direct lashing points centered in the top above this pocket or in the back. So your main option for packing a BearVault in the Koda UL will be to pack it inside. And that's okay, because that's what's recommended. We'll stick our top quilt in here and just show you how this BV 475 fits in. As you can see, it does drop right in. Sitting on top of the top quilt, it's almost level with this pocket. So if you really had to push it, or like I know some of the places we've gone, you end up renting a Bear canister from the visitor center or the ranger station, and sometimes they only have the 500s. So here's what it looks like with the 500 in it. You can get it to close that way. You'll be packing around it, but in reality it does fit. It is going to round out the back a little bit, but this does have a frame in it and pretty good padding on the back. So you can see that a BV 500 fits inside of this with your next bulkiest item, which is your top quilt. To show a few more options with the Koda UL, it is very versatile with all of the different lashing points all around them. There are 4 lashing points on the bottom of the Koda UL, as well as lashing points here on the sides all the way up. So one way that you could carry a BearVault would be on the bottom. This is an option, but you will have to beware that this will be bouncing a lot and hitting you in the butt as you move around or if you're crossing logs. So it wouldn't be my first choice, but it is an option. So I hope that this helps you guys to plan your trips and think about how you're going to pack your food on your next adventure and how it will work with our packs. If you have any questions, you're welcome to let us know here in the comments, as well as by emailing us at support@outdoorvitals.com.